I'm Honorable W.C. Mwambazi, Member of Parliament for Bwana Mkubwa constituency. PS, I'll ask you to proceed and introduce your team. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, and good morning to you. Good morning, Honorable members of the committee, and good morning, colleagues. My name is Yvonne Pundu, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, in charge of administration. My colleagues will introduce themselves. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Green Bozi, PS Minister of Agriculture, in charge of technical services. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Mwendalubi Msoka. I'm Director, Agribusiness and Marketing in the Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Namata Kalaluka. I'm Director of Finance in the Ministry of Agriculture.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Anon Madima, Head Procurement in the Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and honorable members of the committee. I'm Chizumba Shepande, Director, Department of Agriculture.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. My name is Phyllis Kachosha, Director, HRA.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everybody. I'm Martha Kapila, Acting Head Internal Audit.
Good morning, Honorable Chair. Good morning, members. I'm Nathan Piri from Seed Control and Certification Institute in the Ministry of Agriculture.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Amumba Bernard from the Policy and Planning Department in the Ministry of Agriculture.
Thank you, PS. Let me take this opportunity that as you appear before this honorable committee and indeed any other parliamentary committee to assist in the deliberation before it, that you are protected under Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which grants members of the parliamentary committee immunity against prosecution for what they say while in the House. This means that the information you give to this honorable committee cannot be used against you outside Parliament or indeed in any courts of law. With that said, honorable colleagues, we proceed with paragraph 38 from where we left out yesterday to question the PS since she's made a submission already. So I invite questions from honorable colleagues on budget versus actual performance pertaining to paragraph 38, which is agriculture productivity and market enhancement project. And PS, I hope everybody who's involved in this project are here to answer questions and any clarifications to that effect. So I hope everybody is here.
Yes, Honorable Chair. They are here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, we can proceed. Honorable Daka, then Honorable Mwila.
Thank you, Chair. Controlling Officer, in the 2022 budget, there was you had a project where you allocated a total sum of roughly $1.9 million. And this project had there were three components in this project. And when the auditors came to conduct an audit, it was discovered that out of the $1.9 million, you only spent $264,457,000, representing a 14% absorption. Controlling Officer, the committee would want to find out what activities were not done as a result of the low absorption that was indicated, and what is the current status of the project. I submit, Chairperson.
Thank you. Honorable Mwila, can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Controlling Officer, it seems the heart of this project is the existence of the project coordination unit, which according to your response has ceased to exist, and hence this low absorption. And since the project is still running, what is the long-term solution? Because the way you have responded that you have assigned staff from within the ministry, are they dedicated 100% to this project, or they are carrying on their substantive work in addition to attending to this project? It seems this is a temporary solution, and if the project has to be implemented accordingly, the operations of the project coordinating unit must be revitalized. What is the solution and the way forward? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. PS, you can proceed with those questions. If there's a project people, or I'm sure there should be a project accountant, a project coordinator. If there's a project coordinator for this project, you can come forward and sit this side. Then the two directors, HR and what, you can just step back so that we have a project coordinator to sit there. And is there a PS, a project accountant?
Yes, Honorable, he's present.
Oh, project accountant, you can come this side. So PS, you can proceed with those questions. If not, you can delegate them to your officers who are in charge of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Sorry, just a bit of pardoning.
Director Agribusiness, is it me who removed you from that seat? PS, I'm the one who tells people to move, so you ask me to tell people to move. Otherwise, you usurp the powers of the chairperson. But I'll forgive you for now. You can proceed. There are those two questions.
My apologies, Chair. Thank you. To begin with, I'll just give a short background of the project that is in question. The Agriculture Productivity and Market Enhancement Project, known as APMIP, is a project under the Ministry of Agriculture, and it's got a mandate that speaks to contributing to the growth and poverty reduction, the growth of the economy and poverty reduction, and to also ensure that we enhance on food security, income, nutrition, security among households. Having said that, Chair, I would like the project coordinator, who's sitting right next to me, to pick up all the questions that are relating to this project, and if there will be any need for verification, we have their project accountant to give us all the details. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. You can proceed, the coordinator. Those two questions, I hope you got the questions.
Yes, Chairperson.
You can proceed.
Thank you. So, Chair, in terms of what activities were envisaged to be undertaken, most of these activities were procurements. They related to procurements of fertilizer, procurement of other materials, to be distributed in the 6 districts where the project was being implemented. So, as at the time of the audit, of course, the status was as indicated, and we've done some of the procurements which were planned, particularly for 2023, and the expenditure now stands at 54.38%. And then, in terms of the project implementation, Chairperson, as indicated in the PS's submission, there was originally a project implementation unit which had been recruited from the labor market. But then the budget that was supporting the PIU was exhausted, so much so that their contracts came to an end in April 2022. And as a stopgap measure, the ministry appointed me to support, coordinating the project. I'm substantively Chief Agricultural Economist within the Policy and Planning Department, and of course with other responsibilities that I do under the department. And with regards to the issue of setting up the PIU, I wish to inform the committee that the project actually is ending this month, so that the PIU cannot be re-established. And also, this was a African Development Funded project, so they thought, continuing with the PIU was not going to be feasible because the operational budget under the project had been exhausted. I submit, Chair.
Project coordinator, I think there's an eminent question from Honorable Daka which needs to be answered into that consideration. From the aligned projects or activities, maybe categorically tell us what you've, looking at your budget here, you tell us what you've implemented fully and those which are pending, because we are coming to a close of the year, so that we can just also be put to speed to that effect. Thank you so much. Honorable Umai, you can proceed.
Mr. Chairman, I want to take advantage of your question so that as he responds, maybe he can tackle my question as well. Mr. Chairman, amongst the issues surrounding this project was the expiry of the staff, their contracts. And this being an African, this is African Development Bank funded program, Mr. Chairman, it is not possible that all the staff involved in this project, their contracts can expire at once. And Mr. Chairman, there is no evidence which has been provided before this committee to tell this committee that indeed the contracts for all the staff were going to expire at once. So what I want the project coordinator to tell this committee, when was this aforesaid expiry of all the staff for this project known, to say come 2022 everyone with their contracts is going to expire, and which measures were put in place? That is, if it is true, because you have not attached any evidence that indeed all the staff were going to have their contracts expire at once, and that affected this project. And further, Mr. Chairman, we are told ZESCO, because of length, internal and external processes, they could not electrify Shikaveta scheme in Rufunsa, and they have, according to the appendix number 1, Mr. Chairman, we have Northland Equipment Limited given the contract to electrify this scheme at 7 million kwacha. So I wanted also to understand the distance, Mr. Chairman, to electrify an area which would cost 7 million kwacha, and what was really the problem with ZESCO not to electrify this scheme.
The contractor is here, I think he's outside. For we called him, also we called ZESCO to come. Yes, Honorable Amnima. Honorable.
For the record, we want to know whether we have the right person to deal with this matter. This coordinator, when did he take over, and where is the person who was running this project up to 2022 when this kind of performance was discovered? Do we have that coordinator or any other senior people that were sitting on this project? Because 14% is a dismal performance. So where is the coordinator who was running with this project?
Thank you, Honorable Mfaradi. I don't know how long the current coordinator has been with the project. How long have you been attached to the project? Maybe just help us.
Chair, I joined the Ministry of Agriculture in April last year, and I was appointed as coordinator in May 2022.
He's okay. Yeah, he's really able to answer those questions. Where is the contractor? Oh, it's inside. Oh, okay. Okay. Since Honorable has touched the issue of this Northland, so there may be those two questions. You can proceed before we call the contractor.
Thank you, Chairperson. Maybe I wish to state, Chair, that the initial project, because the figures that are reflected in Table 2, Chairperson, was for the additional funding that the African Development Bank provided, and this was supposed to be implemented in 2022. So the addition of funds were $1.9 million. The actual project, which we started with, at the budget of $40 million, and the financial performance under that particular project is 99.44%. So there are those two factors to take into consideration. Then the Honorable also asked in terms of what we've procured, because as indicated, all this budget was meant for procurements. And what we've been able to procure, Chairperson, are 3 tractors, 3 arrows, and 3 weeders. Then we've also managed to procure fertilizers. We've also managed to procure personal protective equipments, as well as pipes to support the irrigation pipes to support the irrigation schemes in the districts that are targeted. Then the honorable member also mentioned about the fact that he wanted to know what the distance of the power line in the scheme is. The power line, the distance is 11 kilometers at 7 million, and he was wondering why we did not engage ZESCO. Initially, Chairperson, the plan was to utilize ZESCO, to be able to provide the service of connecting the scheme to the irrigation scheme. But once ZESCO came up with the BOQs and they provided the quotation, which also I might state took a bit of time, we submitted the papers to the African Development Bank. And in that submission, ZESCO had demanded that they wanted an advance payment to be made so that they could commence the works. And then when we submitted, the African Development Bank responded to say they needed a guarantee from ZESCO for them to be able, to provide the advance payment that had been requested. And on that issue, there was no agreement because ZESCO refused to say they could not, offer that guarantee, as it is not. As it is not within their authority to do that, and it's policy that they should not be issuing guarantees. So we had to stop that process and also restart a new process to engage a private contractor to undertake the works. And that's how, following that route, that's why we were able to finally engage Northland Equipment to do the works at the stated amount. And I think from then, that's how we've been moving. Thank you, Chair.
I've asked you a question.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes.
ZESCO has been mentioned in his submission. Can you please advise the committee which appendix the ZESCO BOQ is under, as well as any other correspondence from ZESCO, so that the committee is brought to speed? I submit, Chair.
Thank you. Coordinator asked you a question which you've not answered. I wanted to know what you've implemented under 2023 and also what is outstanding. Looking at what you submitted before this honorable committee, although this is 2022, but we just want to be put to speed on what you've done since we are going to the close of the year. Then there's that question from Honorable Mwamba. Then after that, I'll invite the contractor so that we hear this issue. And also, I don't know if ZESCO, the desk officer in charge or they attached to this project, if PSU did make contact with them.
Thank you, Chair. I'm made to believe they were contacted, but I just don't know whether they've pitched up.
So who was contacting ZESCO from the ministry? Okay. Did you contact ZESCO? Yes, sir. Okay. You can proceed and tell us, are they here?
No, they haven't come, Chair, but we called them.
Yeah, what they should know that parliamentary business takes precedence, even from the ZESCO aspect. So we'll allow whoever needs to call them that they should be here. If they're not here, consequences will follow them. It's as simple as that. So you call them. Once I think we were at break, you tell them you are required at Parliament. What will follow is at their own peril, because we are not here to joke or to. They should come and explain why this thing has stalled. That's why we called the contractor. Honorable Lungu, you can proceed with your question. Then Then there will be Honorable Umai, you come in first so that we can have the 3 questions. Let's allow Honorable Lungo also to ask a question. Honorable Lungo, you can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. The Director, I would like to find out from you of the staff who sees to work at the project. This project, when it was taking off, you didn't put the aspect of their contract that before the project was starting, that their contracts will come to an end, looking at the massive of this project, the monies that were involved, that to extend their contracts. You didn't visualize that to mitigate like what transpired, because monies which were released, it was a lot of money, and for you just to not to put the aspect that what if the contracts of these people that will be working when it will come to an end, why didn't you put up a mitigation so that this what happened couldn't have happened? I submit, Chair.
Thank you, Coordinator. There's my question. There's Honorable Mwamba's question and Honorable Lungu's questions. You can proceed for now and answer those questions.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I wish to indicate again that what has been procured from what was planned are the tractors, the fertilizer, the personal protective equipment, and the pipes, and the irrigation pipes. Then there are about maybe 3 or so procurements that have not happened. And because also the World Bank, the African Development Bank had given us a time frame within which these procurements were supposed to happen. So they indicated that after June, we're not supposed to procure any further equipment because the period for the project had elapsed. Then with regards to the contracts for the staff, Chairperson, I wish to indicate that yes, it is true that the contracts ended. All the contracts for the project coordinator, the M&E, and the engineer, as well as the administrative personnel, they all came to an end in 2022. And then with regards to the issue of having a plan for continuity to continue with implementation of the project, I indicated earlier, Chairperson, that the ministry appointed some staff, including myself and the project accountant and the procurement officer, who then were supposed to facilitate implementation. And the other thing is that also the project was being implemented in different departments, using the experts in the different departments. For instance, for agribusiness, there was an officer who was supposed to be the liaison within that department to push project activities. In the Department of Agriculture, the same thing. So using these officers and the district agriculture coordinators, then the activities were implemented in that way. And then the other issue, Chairperson, is that the budget to support the PIU, like I said, was exhausted because the project got an extension. And using that extension, all the budget to ensure that the PIU continued to be in place was exhausted, and the bank didn't have any additional resources to provide to the ministry to ensure that the PIU continued to be in place. And as indicated in the PS's submission, it took a bit of time for us as new people coming on board to sort of get settled down to understand the project and what was intended to be achieved, and that sort of contributed to the delay.
Yes, Honorable Father.
I don't think we are getting anything from this coordinator. Chair, the coordinator has just indicated that some of the staff were coming from specialized departments, and you are saying you had difficulties to take off Why should you have difficulties when you are part of the project? Why are you not part of the project yourself before you are appointed the coordinator? What about the other staff that were coming from other departments, those specialized departments that were part of this project? Because, Chair, if this is a performance, in short, you are telling this committee that you exhausted the monies for operations. So what were you operating on? Because the money for operations, they are saying that money was exhausted. And that's why they could not continue doing much of the work. So what about what you are supposed to do? What were you doing? Because 14% is too dismal. You can't. 14% to the whole 2022, you came in May. You can reach December, nothing that has happened. 14%. It's unacceptable.
Thank you. Before the coordinator progress, at Top Honorable Umai, maybe coordinator, we want to simplify things for you. You can see our voices. We haven't yet eaten, but when we eat, you need to answer those questions. First and foremost, you contracted this company called Northland Equipment. We also want you to tell us if they've completed the project and the project is not owing them money. And also ZESCO, that's why we want ZESCO to come here and tell us how they've supervised, and if they supervised, what has been done, because we want also to authenticate if they've supervised the works from this aforesaid contractor for them to be paid whatever they've been paid if they've finished the project, because that's from your what has been submitted before this honorable committee. And Honorable Mfarare has asked you, you've mentioned agribusiness. We want the officer who was attached from agribusiness. I hope PS, the officer is here, who was attached from agribusiness. We want the officer who was attached from Department of Agriculture. And you tell us how many districts you were catering for, and if those provincial agriculture officers are here, where those districts where we are implementing this project are here, so that they can help us untangle some of these issues. Because if they are attached, they are just attached. They're still at the ministry and they're getting paid by the ministry. PSI stand to be corrected, unless they are seconded where they move. You see, but they've also got a salary under government. Maybe there's usually a top-up. That's the way it happens. But if they're just attached, you can be sitting at the ministry attached to this project. As it comes, you go and sit, you do the deliberations and all that. So those are things from my perspective I want, is the districts which were undertaking these programs, the PACOs under those districts if they are here, the contractor, if he has completed the project and you've cleared him, and also ZESCO to tell us they are the ones who are certifying the works, because that is specialized electricity. There's the ones who are certifying the works. If they did certify, and all things are in order. Honorable Luma, you can proceed.
Mr. Chairman, just in line with the Honorable Mfalali. Mr. Chairman, from 1.9 million US dollar, only 264 was used. And in their response, they are saying, I would like to inform the committee that the reason for the limited number of activities undertaken under the grant was because the project coordinating unit ceased to exist upon expiry of the contract for the staff. That is the reason. Because the contract for the staff had expired. Now, the coordinator is not coming out clean to convince this committee that indeed this can be the reason why the 1.9 million cannot be absorbed. Because at the time when this money was being allocated, you should have known that come 2022, some contracts of the staff will expire. So, are you telling this committee that the whole Ministry of Agriculture went to bed not seeing what is happening ahead? And can it be true that all the staff in this ministry, they can allow this money, Mr. Chairman, not to be used because some staff's contracts have expired. And I was saying, why don't we have evidence that indeed this was the correct position? Secondly, Mr. Chairman, money was available. We are told because of the length in internal and external processes with ZESCO, that's why electricity was not connected. So, Coordinator, what we want you to tell this committee are things which are factual, because you are on a public television.
Thank you, Honorable Daka.
Thank you, Chair. Chairman, seated here, listening to the project coordinator makes me feel very sad, Chair, because one, we believe in performance contract and the output-based kind of performance. So now, well, the committee is wondering, at 14%, how do you expect the funds for the project coordinating unit to be exhausted? Because the committee expected that there should have been a corresponding impact. If 100% exhaustion of the project project coordinating unit funds should be 100% exhaustion of the works, or 100% performance. So now if you compare 14% to the exhaustion of the funding that was supposed to be allocated to the project coordinating unit, I mean, there's something wrong here. These two are supposed to correlate. So what kind of planning, project coordinator, is it that you had put in place, if at all there was any project planning? Because the committee is at pain. We can't have the people who are supposed to move the project have no funding at 14%. How? It's not possible, Chair. So maybe you try and explain to the committee in that line. I think all these questions are bordering on that. I submit, Chairperson.
Thank you. Coordinator, you can proceed so that I don't overload you. Then Honorable Wamnyima, you come after the coordinator has answered. I want you to, the privilege of the chairperson, you can start with my question. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. So the district chairperson are Sinazongwe, Gwembe, Rufunsa, Serenje, Chongwe, and Chitambo. Then Sinazongwe, Gwembe, Rufunsa, Serenje, Chongwe, and Chitambo.
I hope PS, the DACOs are here. I mean, the PACOs are here for those. Sinazongwe and Gwembe is Southern Province. PACO Southern Province is here.
He's present.
Yes. Rufunsa is Lusaka. Serenje, Chitambo are under Central. I missed one. Chongwe is Lusaka and Rufunsa is Lusaka. So we have the three PACOs. You can proceed.
Then there was also the issue of evidence in terms of the contract ending. I think, Chairperson, we have that evidence to show that indeed the contracts for all the staff ended, and I think there were some reports done to that effect. Then in terms of the works, Chair, the works in terms of verification have not yet been completed. And of course, some works have been done, and the contractor has been paid maybe the first IPC as well as the advance, but we are yet to pay for the two IPCs, because we had requested for ZESCO to verify the performance standards before we could go ahead to make the payments to the contractor. But that process also, I think, has delayed, which I think is becoming a source of concern. Thank you, Chair.
There's a question from Honorable Mwamba, which was not answered, to say you contracted ZESCO, and where's evidence that they did, or either they priced the BOQ and all that, then the issue on the issue of is it the guarantee or stuff like that. I think that was requested. Then there's Honorable Daka's question. Let me have the contractors to sit here, but we can hear from the contractor as well. If there are any issues from the contractor. You can proceed to answer Honorable Daka's question.
The issue, Chairperson, why the performance was at this percentage as at the time of the audit was because of the delays in procurement. Because as I indicated, the monies under this particular, the additional funding was just meant to procure materials which were supposed to be distributed to the six districts. So it's basically procurement delays. Thank you.
Who's in charge of the procurement of the project?
It's the ministry's procurement office.
Okay, so procurement, why was there a delay? Because the project has money. Why did we delay to procure the aforesaid items? Because first, this is donor money, and donor money has got guidelines and the banning rate to that effect, so that even because you can go to push for more money if the money is not you are not banning the money according to what is supposed to be done. So we want to hear from procurement, why was this delay in procurement to that effect? Before we proceed, Honorable Lumai, you've got a question. Then procurement, be on standby.
Mr. Chairman, you just told the coordinator that before we get heated up, he needed to know that we want to manage our time also. So as he is responding, he needs to manage this committee as well. Coordinator, this 1.9 was money which was budgeted for and given to your ministry towards this project. This is 1.9 million US dollars. So this was budgeted in the previous year before this project being implemented. So you requested for this money and you knew what you needed to use this money for. Now this money is provided. Now the whole of 2022, this money is not utilized. You only use 14%. And the reason you are giving is because the staff in a unit, their contract had expired. Now, you have just told this committee that this project was taking place in 6 districts. So, the answer I want from you, you know that tomorrow I need to go and buy food at the market. Then in the morning, you even know where to buy this food. But we just said no, because the road to Comesa is too long. Maybe I need to use a shortcut. But even when using the shortcut, you just decided to stay back to say, no, this vehicle has got no fuel. So I want a convincing reason why do we have 14% absorption? Because even if the contract for the staff had expired, it could not stop the project from moving forward. So can you give us answers which will convince us why we have got 14% rate? Because people needed these services.
Yes, Honorable Sabah.
Chair, I understand projects management, so maybe I would want to find out, is the project coordinator a qualified person who can manage a project? Looking at the way the question responded of saying, you are still on the way with the project, haven't even done 20% of the project. The allocation for human resource exhausts. So I want to understand, because my understanding of projects, the most important element in a project is human resource. And according to your response, you are saying that it was delayed because of you couldn't go ahead paying the human resource. So, Chair, may I know whether this person is qualified to manage such a very important and big project for the country? I submit, Chair.
Thank you. For that question, I'll allow the PS Technical to answer from the Honorable Vice Chair. Then Honorable Farari, you'll be on standby, and Honorable Amnyima. You can proceed. I just don't want to give him a lot of questions, then we will start now losing track with some of the questions. You can proceed, PS.
Thank you, Chair. What I had wanted to contribute, Chair, was yes, I'm looking at our answer. Yes, the cause maybe we have concentrated so much on the PIU or PCU having its life having expired. And maybe we shot ourselves in the foot by giving an answer. But I think in addition to this, there were also other issues. The project implementation started long before the period we are talking about. The issue at hand here is just the 2022 budget. But I think we have submitted that the performance from inception up to this point in time we are discussing, the total expenditure actually of the budget, which was way above 40 million, is way above 98%. So the problem we have is that this extra money, which the 1.9, was supposed to mostly intended for procurements. And I think we ran into problems. Yes, I know we have said PCU, but I think one of the major problems was the procurement issues. We ran into problems with those, and this is, in fact, also because we are now coming towards the end of the project. ADB, the financials, are saying you cannot go beyond this period. So beyond June, then we cannot go on procuring. So we are given a very short period, and then we have a new PCI. It's not a very good excuse, yes, to also to change management in between. But I think the major problem we had was actually issues of procurement, I think, which like we indicated, we engaged ZESCO, and then they came up with a BOQs, which we submitted, and then we couldn't move. And then we had to go backwards, start the process. We went through ZESCO actually. They gave us the names, a list of companies they thought could do the job that we wanted. And by the time we did that, I think we had lost a lot of time. And these other procurements in the other components also, value chain development, it's the equipment and inputs which were required to do that we were procuring. We made gains in procuring of seasonal inputs such as fertilizers and seeds. But for other things like equipment, I think we had challenges. So this performance of 14% we are talking about is just for the year 2022, Chair. The previous performance years had already been audited in the previous years. But the 2022, I think this is the issue we had. And maybe we were concentrating on the PCU, but I think we also had other issues, Chair, I suppose.
Honorable Mwila, Honorable Ferrari and Honorable
Chair, I think firstly the question by Honorable Mai has not been answered. I think that needs to be answered. Secondly, the year under review is 2022 actually. We are looking at 2022 performance, not beyond that. And that's what has been audited, I think. So we are looking at your performance, and the performance is dismal. You got 1.9 million, and only 14% of what you needed to procure. If this was all meant for procurement, you only procured 14%. So out of coordinator, you were sitting in that office for the past 8 months in 2022, for 8 months in 2022, I mean. And this is what you got as a project. And you're saying, no, it was out of procurement and this and that. 8 months down the line, you failed to procure what you knew. You failed to utilize the monies. Is there value for money? The intended targets, have they been met? This is what we are asking. And because we are fighting poverty, we want people to move out of poverty. But at this pace, when people are not performing, then it's unacceptable before this committee. So let him answer, Chair. Let him answer and tell us.
Thank you, Honorable.
Chair, again, I'm talking.
Honorable Ferrari, thank you. Vice Chair was distracting me here. Apologies. The PS technical, there was a question from Vice Chair. She's just reminding me that it was not answered. I think that's why I didn't follow up on Honorable Mfarari's question. But however, I've gotten the question from Honorable Mfarari that this audit is for 2022 and the performance we are looking at is for 2022. Hence, we need answers on why did this transpire under the period under review. I think those are the answers we're trying to get to. Maybe the issue of qualified project coordinator, maybe PS you can pick up, or director HR, I don't know whoever is in charge, or PSC administration. There's this issue of what is a qualification for a project coordinator under these guidelines, especially that is an African Development Bank. Yeah, maybe Director Technical can take us through the qualification. PS, sorry. I'm demoting you quickly.
Thank you, Chair. The position of a coordinator he may not really have that background in project planning, but I think he has an economics background. He's an economist by qualification, and to manage a project, I think he does qualify in the sense that all he needed was to have the correct personnel, like in accounts, if there are engineers that we needed, if he had that. So in short, Chair, yes, he does qualify to run a project.
Thank you. We'll make progress. Honorable Daka, you've got Honorable, you seem to have a burning question before you come in. Honorable colleagues, we have a lot of questions which have not been answered. Honorable Umai, Honorable Mfarari, Vice Chair has been handled. So I want to follow up on those questions, then you can now come through. So Honorable Mwila, you can wait, and Honorable Lumai, you can, Omnima, you can wait. Honorable Daka, is it a point of order?
It's a point of order, Chair.
Can proceed.
From the PS. Chair, in my language, we believe that the head of the snake, that's what makes a snake. Chair, the rest is immaterial. If you hit the head, then the snake is dead. You can hit anywhere, it will never die. Chair, there is no way a person who doesn't have project management skills can supervise a project or can coordinate a project, because how is he going to know? How is he going to plan? Because he's supposed to oversee. He should have the knowledge of project management, first of all. Maybe if you rely on the subordinates, they can even start cheating you. You can't, Chair. The one on top should have the requisite qualification to manage a project. In our case here, Chair, that's why we're experiencing what we're experiencing. The coordinator doesn't seem to qualify. Or maybe he didn't have the requisite qualification to coordinate a project like this one. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. PS Technical and Admin, there's that observation from Honorable Daka. And I think from PS's technical submission, he was not on firm ground. He, I think, didn't give us the confidence that the aforesaid thing we're talking about. Yes, there's that prerequisite qualifications for the project coordinator. But PS Technical, you've raised your hand, you can proceed. Then now we will revert back to the questions so that we can adequately look at them before the other honorable members come in, because Honorable Vice Chair raised the point of order to ask that question. So I want to follow the other questions so that they can be addressed effectively. PS Technical, you can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Firstly, maybe we just wanted to maybe acknowledge, yes, admit, yes, that what the honorable members said. Ordinarily, yes, you need to have somebody with those qualifications. But this was a stopgap measure because the funds to continue with the financing of the PCU had been exhausted. And we looked at what we had within in-house. And obviously, I think it's coming out now that, yes, that was not the best solution. So we can only take note here. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, we're on firm ground. Looking at where we are, to proceed and question. That has been established. So project coordinator, first we want procurement to answer because there was delay in procurement. Then I'll have the contractors introduce themselves. There was that question posed which was answered in terms of where we are with the project so that we can ascertain where the project is and looking at the time remaining, what now the ministry needs to be done, because we've seen a lot of flaws between the ministry, ZESCO, the entire ministry, also operation, the coordination. I think the coordinating team, which is emanating from the two honorable colleagues, what they've said in terms of project management skills. So procurement, you can tell us why there's a delay. If you are also overwhelmed with work in terms of the ministry, tell us so that we can now ascertain where the issue is, because we can't have delays in procurement. You can proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Through the PS and I wish to submit that as procurement, mostly we rely on the requisitions that come from the user departments. In this period, what I can recall is that we were given a list of activities for us to procure, and that list, I think, is the one that has the other activities that the project coordinator has mentioned, and those things were procured. But in terms of the 2022 budget, I don't really recall having a conclusive list like the one that we had in the 2020, that we had in this year under UpMap. Suffice to say that we had an officer that was attached to the project to carry out procurement activities, and those activities, mostly those that were beyond the threshold of the permanent secretary, would be brought to the procurement committee for approval. In which case, the list I'm referring to for 2023, most of the activities were approved. I submit, Chair.
Procurement. What you are giving us is an ideal situation. You can switch off the mic. We understand government. You've stated it very well when the requisition comes. The question, that's why I ask, you should state before this honorable committee if the staffing or your department is adequate to also undertake this project, as it were, to procure, because the requisition will come and it stays maybe 2-3 weeks in your department. Then now you start running around when time has run out. Because what you've explained is an ideal situation, that is a standard. But we also want you to be very categorical and very blunt, because we want to understand why there was this occurrence at that time. That is my question. Honorable Mfarari, I think you were signaling that you want to ask a question. You can proceed.
Chair, I think the questions that came from Honorable Mai have not been picked, and I'll try to repeat in relation to the procurement. I think, as indicated earlier, we are looking at 2022, and I think the procurement head is talking about 2023. Could you just tell us what you procured in 2022 for this kind of performance to exist? Because you are given 1.9 million, and we are being told that this 1.9 million is specifically for procurement. So what did they request? Did they make any request in 2022 for them to procure the items that are being sort of, because we are looking at 2022. I think 2023 should be put aside, Chair. We are interested in what the audit report is indicating, and that's what we want to know. Under 2022, what requisitions were made by this coordinating unit to the procurement, and why did you fail to procure 8 months down the line?
Thank you. Honorable, the coordinator, did you have the question from Honorable Lumai? Or Honorable Lumai rephrase the question, then I want coordinator to answer, then we revert back to procurement. Procurement, you have got 2 questions. My question and Honorable Mfarari's question, so that we can follow up on those questions.
Chair, maybe in simple language, 1.9 million is on the table. you are supposed to buy bananas tomorrow. Then tomorrow you fail to buy bananas. You say no because I didn't have someone to send. The person who was supposed to send became sick or died because we have been told that there was expiry of the staff in this unit. And this is the reason why we have got 14% absorption. So I wanted now, maybe, I think you have gotten me, why you failed to use the 1.9 million. Because you budgeted for this money. And this money was approved. And you just decided not to use this money because in the unit, the staff had their contracts expired.
Thank you. Coordinator, I want you to answer that question. Honorable colleagues, those questions now, we will have to make progress on these two issues because we've labored on these two issues. Honorable Amnyima, ask your question, then we can direct them. Then I want the contractor to also come in, then we make progress. Honorable Amnyima, proceed.
Chair, for me, it's two questions. The first one is to the controlling officer. Just confirm if the ministry is going to negotiate phase 2 of this project so that the project, can really fulfill its designed implementation and realize the benefits that it was intended for. Are you going to negotiate for phase 2 of this project? Number 2, Chair, the project documents, the implementation project cycle. Who is the author of this project that was being undertaken? I submit, Chair.
Thank you. Project coordinator, you proceed. Then after that, we'll have the PS to answer those questions. And PS IDC, ask your officers. We want IDC to come and tell us why this milling, which has been completed, is not working. So if there's one of your officers, let them call IDC, the ones who are in charge of this issue, start coming to this committee now. You can proceed, Director. Coordinator can proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. I attempted to answer Honorable Rumai's question when I indicated that basically the delays were as a result of the procurement. In 2022, we had a procurement plan, which we were supposed to implement. And then, of course, we experienced quite a number of changes. You can imagine that since I joined, we've worked with 3 different procurement officers because of the transfers of the initial officers that we've been working with. And then, of course, working through the experts in the relevant departments. For instance, if we are supposed to procure irrigation pipes, we would rely on the irrigation experts within the concerned department to give us specifications for those irrigation pipes so that then procurement can act on our requests. But of course, there in terms of also challenges in getting delays, but also the changes within those departments in terms of the officers that we've been interacting with also caused a challenge for us. So that's what I would say on this one, Chairperson. Then with regards to the last question on the project document in terms of who authored, normally what happens is that during project design, the ministry would sit with ADB to conceptualize the project. And then the process continues until the final project document is agreed, including the attendant results framework and others. So it's a joint effort to come up with the project document. I thank you, Chairperson.
PS, you can proceed, then we'll go to procurement, then the contractor.
Thank you, Chair. As regards this particular issue, Chair, I really would not have much to say, but I just want to express really, of course, it's displeasure, but I wouldn't say that. But I just want to say that indeed the project has not done so well, or rather was not run well. I am admitting the fact that there is, or rather there was a problem as regards to the way it was being managed, because when one looks at the variances of the figures in this table, it clearly shows there was a very slow uptake of money, meaning that activities were not running as fast as they were supposed to be. And clearly, we have heard from the head procurement that in the year under question, procurement was not being done the way it has happened this year. Clearly, he has stated that, meaning there was seriously a problem, because if they were not procuring, meaning the request to procure was not coming forth. And certainly that means that the officers who were tasked or the people who were working under this project were not doing their work. That is the only answer, Chair, that I can put across. And when I look at this table, Chair, if you go to component, you can see that under component, we have agriculture production and productivity, meaning during the tenure or the running of this project in this particular year, there is supposed to be a user department that is responsible for this action or rather activity. Meaning under agriculture production and productivity, it's either it would be speaking to the Department of Agriculture or the Department of Agribusiness, and activities would be mainly be supervised by the user departments. However, we are told there were officers or there were employees of this project at once upon a time, and they were their contracts came to an end. My understanding was that these officers certainly did not understand that a project has a life cycle, because every project has a life cycle. It must be conceived, it must be implemented, it must be monitored, and eventually a project closes. So if all these were not factored in or were not being taken in consideration, this is the result. So going forward, we just need to say sorry, or rather apologies that it didn't run the way it should have run, to cut the long story short, and we will definitely endeavor to ensure that going forward we try and see how best we can request for a no-cost extension, but see how we can utilize this money. We need to get back to the table and discuss. Otherwise, just to mention some piece of information that could be important is at least this year we have tried to speed up the activities that were outstanding. Clearly, the way the head procurement has mentioned, we have done a lot of procurement speaking to this particular project.
PS, we've refused to hear about it this year. It's not it's not under review. Honorable Ferrari has said already. We are looking at what is in the Auditor General's report. So anyway, we've heard your submission. Procurement, you can proceed with those two questions. Let's make progress.
Thank you very much, Chair. In regards to the numbers of staff that we have in the unit and in terms of the workload that we have as a ministry, I think from the PSU side, we've had challenges because we have quite a number of projects that are coming up. I think the ministry was going through, there's a suggestion to try and restructure, and we submitted our proposal so that maybe we can enhance in terms of the numbers of staff. But again, maybe what will also be helpful in the coming year is that ZPPA is rolling out the mandatory use of the EGP. Maybe it will still also help, but I think if we can be helped in terms of numbers, that would also be helpful. Then in terms of what was procured in 2022 as depicted on this table, to avoid misleading the honorable members, since I cannot ascertain what exact activities were procured, I would also say that this is not a good percentage in terms of performance, taking into account that
procurement through your PS, you should give us what was done in 2022 and what was not done, so that we now can marry up to this assertion of the 14%. Tell your officers as we go on break they should compile what was done and what was not done, together with figuratives, so that we can now come and extinguish this effectively. We'll proceed. The contractor can introduce yourself and tell us how far you've gone with the project, and if there are any outstanding issues as submitted by the project coordinator. Introduce yourselves.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members and delegates. My name is Hekos Kaona. I'm the Business Development Director for Northlands Equipment, the contracted to do the work for the Shikabeta irrigation scheme in Rufunza.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Muma Chonganya. I'm the Operations Manager for Northlands Equipment.
Thank you. So, yes, Honorable.
Where are the directors? Do the gentlemen have power of attorney to appear before this committee?
Thank you. Just ascertain who has the power of attorney amongst yourselves.
I'm the director and I have the power of attorney.
Thank you. There's a submission. We want to know how far the project has gone, what you've done in relation with. We did ask the project coordinator why the project has not finished, or what are the issues. That's why I also wanted ZESCO. So project coordinator, as we are talking to the contractor, we want you to call ZESCO, whoever knows who is supposed to be in charge of that, to start coming here so that they can also come and give us a side of that story. So contractor, with what was submitted, you are here by the project coordinator. You can proceed and tell us a status.
Thank you, Chair. Well, a brief background to this project. We were contracted to do this project in April this year, 2023, and we signed the contract in April itself. The project is supposed to run for 4 months. As you know, contracts have got stages and obligations which are supposed to be fulfilled. So we submitted the advance payment guarantee and performance guarantee in May of 2023. The site handover to the project was done on the 12th of June, and then we commenced works. But even before we commenced works, we then identified that there were some critical line items from the BOQ that had been omitted, and we brought this to the attention of the employer, which is the Ministry of Agriculture, and with ZESCO as well. And we did write to the Ministry of Agriculture. So looking at the timeline of the project, they wanted the project done in 4 months. We then took it upon ourselves to procure materials from China, because that's where most of the materials come from. And we also procured the wooden poles from Zimbabwe. Up until this time, the ministry had not paid us any advance payment, bear in mind, and we went ahead to start the execution of the project. We then submitted IPC number 1 on the 13th of July. We were then advised that we should break down this IPC into 2, because part of the payment was going to come from the ADB and part of it would come from the ministry. So in August, the ministry wrote to us after the guarantees had expired, asking for an extension of the guarantees, that this is when they were going to pay the advance payment. So the first payment from the ministry was done. The advance payment was paid on the 13th of September this year, and the IPC, which they asked us to break down, was paid on the it was paid on the 25th of October. Whilst all this was going on, we we did deliver the materials to site, and we had done all the pole erection, and ZESCO had verified that the poles were erected and the materials were at site. So the current status of the project is that we still have outstanding payments from the ministry, and because of the way the project has been handled, the correspondence hasn't been so good between us and the ministry. They do not respond to letters, and we've highlighted the variations that need to be done so that the project can move forward. And because of lack of communication, we actually did write to the ministry about standing time, because we're incurring a lot of standing time due to the
Honorable
indecision.
colleagues, order. Let's listen so that you can ask questions. You can proceed.
Due to lack of direction from the ministry, on a number of issues that we raised, we did highlight to them that we're incurring standing time. So finally, on the 18th of December, which was Monday, we wrote to the PS advising that we're now demobilizing to save the ministry and ourselves costs on standing time until they resolve the issues that we have raised. Thank you. I submit, Chair.
Thank you. That's a submission from the contractor. Honorable Daka, you can proceed. Then Honorable Mwila.
Chair, listening to the submission from a contractor and looking at the contract that the government went into in March 2023 makes the committee to wonder actually what kind of a contract this was. Chair, if you look at the contract itself, the government went into a $7 million contract to construct 11 kilometers of a power line. Chair, if you do your simple arithmetics, you find that per kilometer of a power line, government was paying or went into a contract that is amounting to $636,363 per kilometer. Chair, just to think outside the box, we were given an estimate of how much the revised contract sum to do a dual carriageway from Lusaka to Ndola. Basically, if you look at the pricing of this power line and that of the Lusaka dual carriageway, Lusaka Ndola dual carriageway, basically they are almost at par. So the committee would want to find out, I mean, what informed the ministry, first of all, to go into such type of a contract, which looks to be too much on the higher side, Chairperson. So we would want a justification on how government can go into this very expensive contract at an expense of the citizens of the Republic of Zambia. We want a clear justification as a committee, how you arrived at this cost per kilometer to do a power line. Because I know that a power line cannot cost almost at the same rate as a dual carriageway from Lusaka to Ndola. I submit, Chairperson.
Thank you. Honorable Mwila, you can proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, having heard the submission from the contractor, I can now agree with my colleagues that we have a problem with project management on this assignment. Because already what the contractor has submitted is a failed project management of just installing the power lines. Because one I've picked, and I would like the answers, where the contractor has submitted that the BOQ was missing some vital components. So my first question arising from there is that who prepared the BOQ? And the cost, astronomical as it is, that BOQ obviously will translate into additional funding, additional cost on the project. So who prepared that BOQ in the first place? Secondly, Chair, already the project management has failed, but the submission here from the controlling officer is even telling us that the contractor has made progress and is expected to complete works by 31st December 2023. Today is the 21st. They are withdrawing from the site. Chairperson, I just will submit that then this submission should just be withdrawn and be revised to reflect the correct position, because we are not going anywhere. We are talking with things that are not reflecting the reality on the ground. How do we even proceed interrogating this whole thing when it does not reflect what is happening on the ground? I submit.
Thank you, Honorable Mwila. Very vital question, as well as Honorable Daka's question. So the third question, then I think looking at the question emanating from Honorable Daka, this is an in-house issue, which I think the ministry needs to answer to that effect. But however, PS, my question is that you sign a contract with somebody, which is a 4-month contract. They give you advance payment guarantee. They also give you the performance guarantee for 4 months. Then you come and pay in September. July, August, September, you make a payment. Then you expect the project to finish in the 4th month. I mean, the committee is failing to understand. And you have the money sitting. It's not that you don't have the money. Eh? Honorable colleagues, it's not that we don't have the money. The money is seated. It's been funded. PS, what is wrong with us? Because the money is there. As our role is to carry the process. Well and good, you've identified the other intricacies which have been asked, but you've identified the contractor. You've signed the contract. The bonds are provided. Now the bonds have expired because you delayed to pay. Then you go back to the same contractor and tell them, if I believe these are Zambian contractors, you go back to them and tell them, give us another bond. And the bond is a cost. At your own, sorry to say, inefficiency within the project. Then you go back to the contractor. Then tomorrow we are going to say Zambian contractors perhaps they can't perform. But there are costs. So maybe what I want to understand is, we have the money. Why did we behave in such a manner? I think now again it goes back to Honorable Sabawa and Honorable Daka's issue of issues of project management. Because how then do we intend to, because projects have got timeline and they've got milestones. This is done, this is done. Unless you say you want the money to go back to African Development Bank or whatever, whoever the funders are. So I just want you to answer those 3 questions from Honorable Daka and Honorable Mwila, because there are also deadlines you've given that by 21st. Today is 21st, or is expected to complete by 31st. And the contractor is telling us that demobilizing because there is non-payment. Well, money is seated. We are looking at it. If it was in Parliament, we would say, what has bewitched us? For real, because honorable colleagues, I can't understand. Unless we say we don't have money, but the money is there. So maybe you answer those 3 questions. Then now we'll deem it fit if we continue with the contractor, or we tell the contractor to go, that we deal with ourselves. Maybe you can answer those 3 questions.
Thank you, Chair. Just to comment a little bit on this matter, I think it's important that the project coordinator gives us a brief, or rather brief information on what transpired exactly to arrive at such a situation. I think it's important that he explains what happened and perhaps what has led to the contractor writing a letter to say, I want to terminate the contract. I'm sure there's history to this and what has also led to that. And then it will be helping us to understand exactly where we are headed to. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, PS. PS, you can switch off the mic. For now, I want to take your submission because you are a ministry. So even before you appear before this honorable committee, as a ministry, you'll have your briefs with your coordinator, your PS technical, the entire team, so that now you come and tell us, because it should tell you what transpired, so that even you as a PS, or if it's PS technical, you have a know-how. But it seems we are at sea, and if we continue like this, we might end up just sending you away, because if we are not going to get answers, because project coordinator is lamentably failing to give us a position. So, project coordinator, can you give us a position? There's Honorable Daka's question on the costings. There's Honorable Mwira's question. On your submission, PS, you are saying 31st. So now we are wondering if you were misled to say by 31st, you don't know that the contractor is demobilizing because of non-payment while the money is sitting. If that's the case, then we'll have to, like Honorable Mwira said, withdraw the submission, and then we take precautions. But coordinator, can you answer those three questions?
Thank you, Chairperson. With regards to the issue of the contract cost, the contract is actually in kwacha and not dollar. So we're talking about 7 million kwacha. And then who prepared the BOQs? The contractor themselves prepared the BOQs and priced them. But then at the time that the work started, ZESCO requested for additional items or materials to be added to the BOQs for the contractor, and that is what caused the variation to be requested by the contractor. But also for the Ministry Procurement Committee to approve that variation, we needed ZESCO to indicate and justify why they needed those materials to be added, because the committee had already approved the contract. So we wanted that justification from ZESCO, which they've not been able to give us. Then in terms of the advance payment share, which you referred to, the issue is that the advance payment was supposed to be paid by the African Development Bank using their system, because all works under these projects were paid for directly by the African Development Bank. So what happened was that we processed the paperwork from the ministry side and then submitted to the bank. And of course the bank, they've got their own system in terms of the procedures in making payments. And at the time they were supposed to make that payment, the bond had expired, and they are the ones that requested that the contractor should renew the bond before we make the advance payment, and that's what caused the request to the contractor to renew, actually. And with regard, of course, to the completion period, Chair, we apologetic that, of course, the time will have to be removed because of these delays we've experienced. Mainly because of the fact that we've not had approval of the contract variation to take into consideration the additional materials that the contractor has requested to be included. And then of course the issue of the demobilization, I think, was communicated last week. That was when the letter came to PS. So, and in view of that, of course, it means we'll have to make adjustments. I submit, Chair.
I don't agree with you, coordinator, especially on the issue of the date. You know that this project, unless you are saying you want to mislead us now, PS, when you come before this committee, you know what's happening in this project. You know the delays. But you tell us by 31st next week you complete. But, well, you know the delays. You've not paid the other IPCs. How do you expect it to be completed? Then you have variations, and the contract is 4 months. How, honorable colleagues, do you expect then by 31st? It's misleading. You only say we have got these issues and we don't expect this contract to finish by 31st. That is how you submit. But if you submit that next week, and if we don't interrogate, we just say to complete by next week, you are misleading us. Sir, you know you are the project coordinator. Before the contractor comes in, Honorable Wamnyima and then Honorable Farad.
Chair, we are laboring as youth on issues. But Chair, you see, from what I see, you won't get answers practically. But I just want the controlling officer to inform this committee, why are you allowing contract management to be done by people who are not competent. And this is public resources you are playing with. These are public resources. From the answers the gentleman is giving, he is not competent in project management. He has backtracked 5 steps forward, 5 steps backward. Why, Chair, should this committee allow submissions? First of all, the gentleman submitting is not competent in project management. And when you say, Chair, that he knows, I would not be surprised if he didn't know. We may be overestimating what he knows. The controlling officer must explain to this committee why this is being allowed in the ministry. This is a lot of money. Why are you allowing this? Can you explain, controlling officer, why you're allowing this situation? The PS technical said it's a stopgap measure previous on that. Are you still stopgapping? For 8 months, what is happening, Chair, in this ministry? Particularly with projects that are very important.
Thank you, Honorable colleague. Honorable Ferrari can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, there are more questions than answers that we are receiving here. And I just wanted to know whether it will be answered or not. Who, the consultant, who did you engage as electrical consultant to help you understand what you were doing? Because in this case, what you have done is he gave you a BOQ. After you were given a BOQ, you never consulted or no one helped you to understand before you even signed for anything, so that you avoid these variations we are talking about. Why did you have to go into signing of a contract when the BOQ could not be verified by a competent person in electrical engineering so that he can understand whether this is the right way to move or not? If it's ZESCO as a consultant, why did ZESCO, before you put your pen to paper, why didn't they check the BOQ and understand what was there, what was involved in that BOQ? So that we don't get where we are now. Why are we having a challenge or situation of this nature?
Thank you, Honorable Mfarari. Sorry. Okay, I'll allow the contractor, then PSU come in. Then from there, my guidance is the coordinator will break. You call ZESCO. PS, I want you to go IDC. They should come now. So that now, because ZESCO seem to be a consultant, they come and tell us, because we are not getting anywhere with this issue. And the answers which your coordinator is providing are not taking us anywhere. Contractor?
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick clarification. The contractor did not prepare the BOQ. The BOQ, a tender was issued. The tender came with the BOQ already prepared. We were merely responding to a bid. If we were the ones that were preparing the BOQ, if we were the consultants on the project, trust us, we would have taken everything into account. But we were merely highlighting missing items from the BOQ, which was not prepared by the contractor. Thank you. I submit.
Thank you. PS will break for tea. With those 2 questions pending, we'll break for tea. I want you to call IDC, and contractor, can you call ZESCO to come before we proceed? PS technical.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted maybe on IDC, because I don't know if you still need them, because there's some progress which we can report. They are doing some testing right now in Chitambo.
Yes, they still need to come because they've delayed this project. So we want them to come and explain, because huge money is going to IDC, but we are not seeing traction. Oh, this here is IDC, here is IDC. Let them come and explain why they delayed and why they're even delaying on other issues. So call them to come, so that they come now. ZESCO should come now. I leave the immunity conferred before you that we break for tea. Thank you.
Come on.
Parliament TV, bringing Parliament closer to you.
My name is Kashimbi Limata, the Director of Parliamentary Broadcasting. It's that time of the year when we would like to take this opportunity to wish our beloved family, friends, and the entire Parliament community and beyond a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Remember, Christ is the reason for the season. Continue watching Parliament TV. We love you very much.
My name is Francis Tanganyika, the Deputy Director, Admin and Human Resource and Development. Greetings and blessings to you. This is the month, this is the season that the Lord has made, the season that we are going to rejoice and be glad in it. Indeed, we are able to look back up to now and say, our Ebenezer, our good Lord, has brought us this far. Even as we go in this festive season, may the spirit of Christmas fill you than never before. May your Christmas sparkle with the moment of laughter, joy, and goodwill. Above all, I wish you a fabulous Merry Christmas and a bright new year 2024, the year of compensation.
Compliments of the season. Greetings to all. My name's Banda Patrick, Deputy Director, Administration and Human Resources Management and Development for Constituency Offices. Yeah, I'm happy to actually communicate with you at this point in time. We thank God that we have reached this far. Think of it from January to December. It's really a blessing. And everyone, I'm sure, should be happy and give glory to God. Christmas is actually a time when we remember the birth of Jesus Christ. Wishing you all a happy New Year, a happy 2024.
I would like to wish all members of my family, members of staff at the National Assembly, not forgetting members of our church, and everybody else a happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Stay blessed, stay safe.
My name is Davis Chirombo from Services Department,
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year.
My name is Kondwani Chirwa. I'm under Broadcasting Department. I want to wish my family and friends a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2024. Keep watching Parliament TV, keep listening to Parliament Radio, the station that brings Parliament closer to you. I'm DJ Coco in the building.
My name is Chibamba Achiwa from Services Department. I just want to wish everyone here at Parliament and everyone out there a very happy Christmas and a very prosperous 2024. May Christ be the reason for this season.
My name's Ribet Muyava from Services Department here at Parliament. I just want to wish the viewers Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2024. God bless you.
My name is Felix Munkanta from Services Department of the National Assembly of Zambia. I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a progressive 2024. And in addition, I would like to urge everybody to be careful in this festive season. We have to take care of ourselves. Thank you.
My name is Muya Adrian from National Assembly, Parliament, and Accounts Department. To be specific, stores. I just want to wish a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2024. This is the time where we celebrate our Lord Jesus Christ, and it's a time where we need to be with our beloved ones. I wish all my family a prosperous and Happy New Year.
My name is Aelo Fikutayaya from Accounts Department. I'm wishing you all members of staff and the world at large a prosperous New Year. Please let us keep ourselves safe. Let us keep our families safe, so that we go into 2024 healthy.
My name's Edwin Matotova Duve from the Services Department and currently heading the transport section at the National Assembly of Zambia. We wish you a Happy New Year and a prosperous 2024. Obviously, we want to wish you safety in the coming years so that you and I can grow to see the goodness of our Lord Jesus Christ. May God bless you. Take care of your family during this festive season, because we need you next year.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Which gives you immunity as you make submission before this honorable committee. We're looking at this issue of electrification of Shikabeta irrigation scheme, as it were, vis-a-vis the budget and all those issues. And we requested you to call ZESCO and IDC. PS, you can proceed and tell us the status before we proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We have tried to get in touch with ZESCO. Unfortunately, we are not getting any feedback. Similarly with IDC, we would like to make a humble request, Chair, to see whether we could be allowed to resubmit this particular submission, because we really want ZESCO to come through, and also IDC. Thank you, Chair.
PS, why is ZESCO not coming and IDC? What is the reason?
Thank you, Chair. We called one of the ZESCO engineers who said they are not able to come right now because they've got other assignments. It would not be that easy. But if perhaps we could make a request, a fresh request, and a fresh date, then they would be made available.
PS, before PS Technical comes in, we understand that parliamentary business takes precedence over anything. We've requested PS to come here, even if they're being called by State House, unless there's an indication. that there's something. Otherwise, whatever you are doing, if they understand parliamentary procedures, which honorable colleagues, I feel they don't understand, we'll write to them. We'll write to IDC and ZESCO that we compel them to bring themselves here. And it's a pity that it was your verbal or whatever call, but otherwise we're going to cite them for refusing or for not coming before this honorable committee. PS Technical.
Thank you, Chair. The information I have is that actually they didn't refuse. Exactly what the Chair is saying. They were requesting that it's very difficult for them to just based on a verbal request to come. They would probably appreciate if some request to be put in writing. They were willing to come once they get a written submission.
Thank you. So PS will request you as a ministry to write to them for now, since you are the one who's supposed to answer these queries. Like I've been guided, you write to both IDC, citing these issues that they need. They've been compelled by Parliament that they come and answer these questions. Then if they don't respond to that, then we'll have to escalate it now from this perspective. With that said, honorable colleagues, unless any other suggestions, but we stand that this entire paragraph, PS, you withdraw it, you go and make your resubmission to that effect, and necessitating from that, it's also the committee's view that probably who liaise with Secretariat would want to go and see that irrigation place and the electrification which is going on that, so that we just appreciate what's happening. I think we'll do our processes. So honorable colleagues, I think looking at the time is 12:10. We'll break for lunch. PS, take into consideration that you have to resubmit this entire paragraph with the guidance which we've been given. Also, and with those two issues, we want ZESCO and IDC to come and explain, and any other people cited in this your submission, since we have made good progress. And also I guided procurement that we want to see what they procured in 2022 and what they did not do for us to be on the 14%. That should also be substantiated and attached as it were as the documents to support the submission. Honorable colleagues, we've got only one paragraph which we need to come and look at. Bear in mind 35 is being resubmitted. We gave them guidance yesterday. This is paragraph 38 is being resubmitted on this project. And the paragraph 10, there's a last question which was bordering on permits and what, if I remember, which PS Technical said they need to resubmit. That should be resubmitted. Then we are remaining with which one we need to come and do. So 37 will come and do it at 14 hours since we are breaking off now. So we'll break off for now and we'll be back at 14 to come and do 37. PS, let me take this opportunity to lift immunity conferred before you. That has been lifted. We'll see you at 14 hours to look at the other paragraph. I thank you so much.
Chelo Kasauta, Member of Parliament for Wengwa constituents, and I'm here to wish the people of Wengwa constituents and Monze district as a whole a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And let me also urge the people out there that the festival season is now in, and I'm urging each and every one of you to be extremely very responsible and let us look after our children. We thank you and may God bless you all, the people of Wengwa and the people of Zambia. Thank you very much.
My full names are Lungu Lakson, Member of Parliament for Kapoche constituency in the Eastern Province, Sinda District. I want to encourage the people of Kapoche, as they'll be celebrating, they should be responsible. Christmas is a time to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, and I want to ask them that as we are celebrating, let's forgive each other and let's encourage each other so that come 2024, God should give us another chance.
Mungandu Davison is my name. I represent the people of Chama South constituency. December is the month that we all remember the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's time for sharing. I wish the people of Chama South a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2024.
My message is to my constituents first in Kaputa. I wish you a very good Christmas, and I believe that it's a time for reflections, and I believe that you're going to reflect on what this year has done for all of us. So it is just important that we even share what we can have, since there's a lot that we've achieved on individual levels and as well as at national level. So I wish you well during this festive season.
Long time ago in Bethlehem, so the Holy Bible says, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day.
Hello Zambia and hello Kawata constituency. My name is Prosper Chifue, professional assistant from Kawata constituency, the mighty Kawata constituency. As we all know that the festive that we're going in is the Christmas period, I'd like to wish you all to embrace the true spirit of Christmas, to have a good time, to reunite with family, with friends, and remember to do things responsibly. CDF is still running, and please, all your developmental matters, come to Kawata constituency. We are able to handle everything. I wish you well, Merry Christmas, and a happy 2024.
My name's Kerry Muru. I'm from Mandrima constituency. I'd like to wish the constituents of Mandrima a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. All the constituents are welcome to our office. The office is open to the public. I wish you the prosperous 2024.
My name is Richard Kasuba Kalusa, professional assistant for Nchanga constituency, which is in the Copper Belt. We want to wish our constituents a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year 2024, and would like also to tell them that the constituency office is open to everyone. Please come and visit your office to find out about any CDF related information you want to know. You are very free to come.
Hello, the people of Kembe, Kembians as we call you. My name is Thomas Lungu. I'm the professional assistant in Kembe constituency office. I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas, a prosperous 2024 New Year. I also want to urge you, the youth, to celebrate your Christmas, your New Year very, very responsibly. Desist from illicit behavior. Do what is good. And to you, the elders, to you, the people of Kembe, the big people of Kembe, please take this period as a period of giving gifts, good gifts, like the Almighty God gave us the gift in Jesus Christ. Please celebrate responsibly, please, and God bless you.
I thank you.
My full names are Jonathan Luchere, coming from Chelenge as professional assistant to the area member of parliament on Chelenge. I just want to pass my fraternal greetings to the people in Chelenge constituency and asking them to celebrate Christmas and New Year happily. I'm also employing the youth of Chelenge to fully participate in the celebrations of Christmas and prosperous New Year. I ask you to celebrate it cheerfully, happily in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I trust people of Nchelenge and I believe we shall do it effectively.
Okay, my name's Frederick Ndumba. I'm a PA Kabompo constituency. I just wish to my constituents, especially the adults, to behave responsibly during the Christmas time. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. May God bless you. And I wish all the youth also to behave responsibly during Christmas time.
My name's Ruth Goma. I'm the administrative assistant for Isoka constituency. I would like to wish the people of Isoka a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
I'm Desilva Tapusozulu, professional assistant, Mbala constituency office. I would love to send a message of Christmas to the people of Mbala, especially to the youth. I urge the youth to enjoy their Christmas responsible so that they shouldn't go around and do some other things that is not relevant to the society. And I wish all the members of Mbala, the people of Mbala, to enjoy their Christmas. And this is the time for almsgiving. They should give to the people, especially to the poor people in the constituency. I wish them a prosperous Happy New Year and a blessed day during that time. Thank you.
I'm Sakala Samuel, coming from Petoge Central Constituency. I'm the professional assistant. I want to wish the people of Petoge Central Constituency a happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And I want to urge our constituents that as we celebrate these two occasions, let's take care of ourselves and celebrate in a responsible way.
Hello Zambia, my name is Minerva Mukavira, the professional assistant for Solwezi West constituency. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. We love you all. Tuasanta mwane. Thank you.
My name is Chechi Waria. I'm coming from Kasama Central. As I come here, I want to wish all Zambians a better festival. As they celebrate, they should celebrate with the passion of Jesus Christ in their hearts.
My names are Maxwell Chileka. I'm the professional assistant for Chilanga Parliamentary Constituency Office. My message to the people of Chilanga, I wish to wish them a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2024, and I urge them to take care of themselves because this time actually there are a lot of things that are happening. I wish them well.
Greetings viewers. I'm Joel Mtumasronso, PA for Calabo Central Conference. As we are heading towards Christmas, I'd love to urge you, Calabo residents, to concentrate, as you may know that agriculture is the way to go, since our economy can be boosted through that.
My full names are Namkoko Fani Mwalizi. I am the professional assistant in Nakonde constituency in Chinga province. I would love to send this message that the people of Nakonde should enjoy their Christmas peacefully, no violence. I wish them all a happy Christmas and a prosperous New Year 2024.
My name is Manjomba Yvonne. I'm the professional assistant in the office of the area member of parliament for Mwinilonga. I would like to wish people of Mwinilonga a happy Christmas and a prosperous 2024.
My name is Ethel Vanda. I'm the PA for Mazabuka Central, assistant in the office of the Member of Parliament for Mazabuka Central. I'm wishing all the people in the constituency Happy Christmas and prosperous New Year. And I'm urging the youth, please stay away from danger. Be wise.
My name's Blackson Mkandawire, PA from Chama South, meaning professional assistant. I am wishing Happy Christmas for the entire people of Chamaka South Constituency Office. Thank you, the viewers.
My name is Setea Kenneth from Lumezi National Constituency Office, professional assistant. I'm wishing all the best and best wishes for Christmas and New Year, the people of Lumezi. Let's celebrate well. In Jesus' name, I wish you all the best. Amen.
My name is Mwale Solomon, the professional assistant for Kapoche Constituency Office. I wish everyone a happy Christmas and prosperous New Year. Thank you.
My full name is Sonda Festus Chipaika. I'm the professional assistant for Luansenshi Constituency, Luingu District of Northern Province. My message to the people of Luansenshi, in particular Luingu District, I wish them well during this festive season as they celebrate New Year and Christmas.
My name is Helen Katongomande. I'm the professional assistant from Lukasha constituency, Northern Province. I'm just wishing the people of Kasama and Lukasha a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2024.
My name is Douglas Kwende. I'm the professional assistant for Kalushi constituency. I would like to wish the good people of Kalushi a happy Christmas